Welcome to Shorty Supercoach and welcome to just a bit of an update really. Shorty's just driven down to Fairhaven, just parked on the side of the road, listening to the waves, just looking out, really just pondering life. Pretty deep stuff from Shorty. And I just thought I'd put out a bit of an update really. I just was thinking about how I sort of wanted to take my channel and things like that and thought I'd let you guys into the loop. So yeah, another season comes and goes, and probably the last couple of years I've done similar stuff, and I do like the concept of, go hard through the pre-season, player profiles, and hone in on a bit more exact sort of stuff, and then through the season, the press conference and the weekend preview. I guess if I can just brainstorm with you, just really loosely throwing things around, I think I enjoy how the pre-season looks, and that gets a lot of engagement, which is natural with Supercoach and the way it is structured. I am sort of looking at what I can do during the season. Press conference is cool. Everyone wants to know how you go and how another team's faring, and it's fresh. I'd aim for earlier if I can, but sometimes it's difficult. Certainly got a little bit slack in terms of when I would put them up. But the weekend preview is perhaps something I would like to play around with. I've always wanted to do a little bit more question answer stuff, or be a little bit more interactive. I've flirted with the idea of going live. I did that on the Supercoach HQ site once. You can go to their Facebook page, and I'm sure if you scroll through the videos, you'll see that. And it was basically just camera on me, had the laptop, questions going, and it was about 30, 40 minutes worth, and just doing that. And look, to be honest, it's just a time issue. It's just allocating enough time to do that. And there is time to do that most weeks, but I don't want to lock myself into always doing it on a Thursday or always doing it on a Friday. I would like to do that because I feel like the weekend preview, it's better earlier in the season, but certainly as we get deeper in the season, it's very hard to find things to talk about. So at least maybe if people care enough, they can jump on, ask a question, whether that's live or on say the press conference comments. Maybe if I couldn't go live every week, maybe I could just scroll through some comments, and maybe there's some popular questions and I can attend to those. It all comes down to time really. At the moment I've got a job which sees me getting up at 6 a.m, which I don't really like, which takes away a little bit of time of a night, which is when I would normally do the vids. So yeah, that's probably just something I'll monitor. And I'm always open to ideas. It's just, I think it is sort of the nature of the beast. After the buys in Supercoach, interest does start to fade away. So it's hard to judge yourself purely on the views, because, and the passion does slide a little bit, because there's not too much trading we can do, not too much movement, and sometimes if you're not going that well, you may have cracked the shits by then. So that's just something I was thinking about. And look, feel free to throw ideas in the comments. In terms of the off season, I know last year I just sort of left it, and probably I always have, sort of take a bit of time off and just sort of kick back. There's not much content. Obviously I've been doing the cricket stuff with Dad. Hopefully you've checked that out. Even if you're not super into cricket, it is a bit lighter, there's a bit more banter. Yeah, we're talking about cricket, but there's a few more laughs than, normally more of a serious Supercoach chat. We loosen up a little bit there. So hopefully if you're into cricket, that's been of value to you. I would love to do a bit more visual content, because I think a lot of my channel is pretty serious stuff, and I'm not a serious guy. That's the funny thing. I love my Supercoach, and that's business. We really talk serious and analyze everything. But if you knew me in person, I'm really not a serious type. So I like to have a joke around, have a bit of fun, take the piss kind of thing. So I have been, floating the idea. A few of my mates have done vlogs, and I know people really love to get an insight into what someone does just in their everyday life. Not that I'm going to be just vlogging Shorty's Tuesday afternoon, but I was thinking, I love to go down the coast, go to a footy match, just hanging out, there might be potential to vlog some of that. Probably equipment is something I need to improve on. I've bought a microphone because even just with the podcast, I've got a new phone. Its audio hasn't been as good. That definitely dropped off. Even just Camtasia, what I use for my press conference, I would like that to be better, of better quality. So there are a few things I've been thinking about. But in terms of the vlog, let me know if you'd like to see that. I wouldn't have thought it'd be sport related or anything like that, but I even floated the idea of like a shorty session. It's probably not the most professional thing, but if I had a GoPro camera, having a few drinks with mates, just whack that on, film, get the banter, get some of the antics. Clearly there's going to be a fair bit that I cut out, but it could just be a bit of fun because it's something I've been wanting to do, and to an extent that side of me comes across when I have a guest on, like with Dad. Watto's been on my channel, and obviously Langers you'd be most familiar with. When you have someone else, you can bounce off them and have a bit of banter. And that's a side of Shorty that I would like to put across a bit more, the less serious side and having a bit more fun. So that's something I've been thinking about. And I do have a couple of little videos in the works for the off season, Supercoach related, something I've been wanting to just put a bit of time aside with Langers to do for a little bit. So that's a bit of an endeavour that we'll get to. But I think the vlog idea is something I would like to get off the ground. So hopefully that can happen. But let me know your thoughts. In terms of a return date for Supercoach, it'll just be how I feel at the time. I think normally I return somewhere in November, early December. It just really depends. You just feel it, A moment comes where I start really thinking about it. I'm thinking about it a little bit at the moment already, but when the trading's done and the lists are finished and you just catch that passion again and that hunger, and that's when I want to start the video. So I'm not going to lock myself into a time or date, but it'll be around that sort of time, similar to last couple of seasons. But yeah, that's pretty. I just wanted to brainstorm with you guys and hopefully get a little bit of feedback from you as well. If there's something you wish I was doing better or something you feel I could incorporate that is realistic, then feel free to mention that. And just, a shout out to all the subscribers as well. Just a thank you to all you guys who have watched my videos and listened in for many a year. To the ones that send me the occasional message and say g'day and are curious as to when next video is coming out. I thank you for that. And there's people that I know have been watching for years, and I'm sure some people have been watching for just weeks, or maybe this is the first one you've seen. Regardless of how long you've been around, I really appreciate it, and I'm still hoping to grow the channel just organically. I think year on year it tends to just naturally grow a little bit. And while it's not all about the views and subscribers, I do it because I really enjoy it and hopefully it helps some people. But it is nice, I guess, encouragement that it is of interest when you do get some decent views and subs go up, sort of thing. So, and look, if ever you see me floating around in real life, say g'day. Probably not after the Cats get done by the Pies on a Friday night qualifying final, but you can try your luck. But I wasn't in a great mood, let me tell you. But occasionally I bump into people. Just the other day in my new job, I actually ran into someone and was having a good old chat. So I always enjoy that. And it was funny on that day. I think it was a Wednesday, and you're just sort of slugging through the week. It was a pretty flat day, but just to bump into that fella and have a chat, and he really enjoyed my stuff. It really did spark a bit of passion and inspiration to keep doing it, because even though you see the views as a numeral and you see the subs, there's a number there, sometimes you sort of wonder, like, oh, who's really listening? And, are people listening for a minute? Do people actually listen and care that much? It is nice when you actually meet some people who listen and say, gee, I'm loving your stuff, mate. I really enjoy that. Not just from a pumping up my own tyres point of view, but it does make you go, well, gee, if there's 5 to 10 people who absolutely love it, then it's certainly worth doing. So let me know your thoughts. Again, thank you for all the support throughout the season. I'll look to be a little more involved over the summer with a few of the things I've mentioned. But again, comment away if you've got anything to say, and I'll be back soon enough. Cheers.